Abuse is one form of adult behavior that does have consequences for a child's emotional development, determining often what that child is going to be as an adult. Divorce is another. The child caught between angry parents is going to be confused, frightened, insecure, much like the child in this scenario.
You know, the least you could do is wait until Christina goes to school.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
You don't have to make this any harder than it already is. She knows that you're leaving.
Keep your voice down. She doesn't know anything. If she does know anything, it's because you can't keep your big mouth shut!
Oh, what do you think? She's deaf? Don't you think she wonders why you don't come home anymore? You don't even have the decency to tell her goodbye.
This was your idea, Diane. This was your idea. Goodbye.
Mommy, where did Daddy go?
Oh, gosh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Terry, we have a slight problem. We're low on cash. So for your tip tonight, you get to have me.
Making him and I might consider it.
You don't want him, Terry. You don't want him. No.
My brother has been in and out of jail for 6 years. I wouldn't take his words too seriously if I were you.
You told me that your previous suicide attempt wasn't over a boyfriend. It was over the relationship with your father.
That's not true.
You told me he walked in on you and your father after he heard you screaming.
But what do you want from me?
To help me understand.
Understand? Don't you dare tell me that you could understand. All right, you want to know so bad? My father, the minister, the moral man who counseled parents on beating their children. But you could never accuse Mr. Morality of that. No, you see, he couldn't deal with having an affair, so he just repeatedly raped his daughter from the age of 7 on.
What happened that night?
Something snapped. I just couldn't anymore. Tommy came home early from baseball practice, and he found him lying on top of me. And they fought. And I ran into the bathroom, and I smashed the mirror, and I slashed my wrist. He begged us not to tell my mother. It would have destroyed her. And I kept thinking that if she knew that she might think that maybe
I don't think that you brought it on.
Yeah.
Or enjoyed it.
Yeah. But I did learn really did. Well, I kept thinking that after he died that it would just stop. But it happened. There is not a day when I look into the mirror, I get every time I look into the mirror, I can just see his face. There was not a day that happened that I was like him. I feel his hand inside of me, and it's touching me, and it's controlling me. Using God's name. And I can't stop the voices that go on in my head. I can't.
You can stop.
I can't.
You will eventually be able to deal with them.
I don't want to die. But I really just need to kill him inside of me.
You will. You will.
Morning. Good morning, Sally.
George! George,
Yes?
there is a customer waiting for you, and he doesn't look happy.
He's not. But that'll change soon enough.
All right, cross-examination, Mr. Morrow.
Thank you. Dr. Bennett, Miss Sheridan is treated by you 5 days a week, 3 hours per day. What do you charge per session?
$150 an hour.
Now, don't you find that exorbitant when your normal hourly fee is $75?
It's not unusual to charge more when the therapy is very intense. I mean, I don't think you can put a price on one's mental health.
And is it also normal procedure to hold these intensive sessions over daily lunches at the most expensive restaurants in town?
Well, Linda felt freer there, less inhibited than she would in my office.
Isn't it a fact that you're using Mrs. Sheridan's amnesia to soak her husband for $2,250 a week in psychiatric fees?
No, if Linda had lived with a sane man, she wouldn't have needed such intensive help.
Thank you. No further questions.
Like last week, my teacher, she gave me 2 goldfishes, and I gave one to Johnny Lee. And mine was named Henry, and his was named Herman. And Henry died, and Johnny Lee kept laughing and teasing, like, ha, ha, Henry died, ha, ha, Henry died. And I said, it's not funny, Johnny Lee. You better stop laughing. He goes, ha, ha, Henry died, ha, ha, Henry died. I said, it's not funny, Johnny Lee, you sons of bitches. And he says, ha, ha, Henry died. So later on, you know what I did? I sneaked into his room, and I took the son of a bitch's goldfish, and I flushed it right down the toilet. So Herman's in the sewer, ha, 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 Herman's in the sewer. Right, Petey?
Okay, I am an open book. Ask me any question you want. Any question.
Any question I can
Any
ask
question
you.
at all.
Do you remember when you lost your virginity?
Of course I remember when I lost my virginity. I mean, it's an extraordinary event in a person's life. You know, you wait for it, you yearn for it to happen, and wham, there it happens, and you're never quite the same anymore.
How did it happen?
Well, it was in Paris in 1960. No. It was at the drive-in movie in Tucson with the Barrendo sisters. Remember the Barrendo sisters? Well, it couldn't have been the Barrendo sisters. There were 5 Barrendo sisters. There was Lenya, Munya, Kache. It must have been New York. Okay, it was New York. I was trapped in the elevator of the Brill building. I fainted, and when I woke up, when I came to, I felt a lot better. And the woman beside me was all kind of rumpled and mussed up and rumpled. So it had to, you don't believe the elevator. You don't think it was in the elevator? No. Okay, wait, I got it. It was at the Stop and Shop. It was at the pet food department at the Stop and Shop. I remember I was reaching down for the kitty litter, and suddenly out of nowhere, 2 women, I don't know where they came from. There were cans of cat food everywhere. It was wonderful. I remember I was on my back in the kibble. I was singing Valari. I remember. No, see, if I was singing Valari, it couldn't have been the Stop and Shop, so it must have. Maybe it hasn't happened yet. It's sort of like a sneeze, isn't it? I mean, there are seagulls taking off and fireworks are going on. I mean, haven't you? What actually happens? I mean, could you run through it with me once or twice back at your place, just so I can get the hang of it, maybe, just once or twice?
My brother thinks he's so cute. All my girlfriends say, your brother is so cute. He looks just like Elvis Presley. But he doesn't. He's really ugly. And, you know what he said to me today? He said, Reenie, you're a flat-chested little dog just like Petey. And I said, oh, yeah? Well, Petey's a lot better looking than you'll ever be, Johnny Lee, so there. And he says, when you grow up, your friends are going to scratch your back and your leg's going to thump. And I told my mom, and she didn't do nothing. And I told my dad, and he didn't do nothing either. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run away. I'm going to go so far away, they'll never find me. I'll go to Africa, or Asia, or Alaska, or Sacramento, or Monterey, or Lodi,